He's awake.
We're all here. The infirmary. How do you feel?
The sea. There's something wrong with this. Shh, No, listen to me. This is really serious. There's pipes. Right, the pipes. It's all coming back to me now. Where could Master Child be? Getting Frost is coming! Huh. This mechanism looks like it's been tampered with. Could he have done it? It's getting stuck on something. Seems like I'll have to avoid those obstacles while I turn it. Getting Frost is coming! This is where the water starts. Okay. Master Ch- The vegetation here is a bit more sparse. These traces aren't natural. A person must have left them, and recently. Oh, there are traces here too. I need to keep going. Huh? The traces are gone. But I don't see where he could have gone from here. Wait. What the? My heart is racing, and it's getting harder and harder to breathe. No good. I have to get back. They still don't know anything about what's going on. If I turn back right now, I should still be able to make it. I can't die here. I have to push on. Mm-hmm. That's right.
Miss Clarette!
Miss Clorand?
You're still too weak.
Miss Lynette is right.
A guest? Then
You should ask His Grace about that. Yeah, it's about time he actually told us what's going on.
no, please go on without me.
Lenny.
The logical part of
In that case, I'll leave the infirmary to you.
Thank you.
Excuse me.
I take it Mr. Fremonet's condition has stabilized?
Of course. I wouldn't have left the infirmary.
I've been expecting those two, but
I wanted to check up on Miss Clorand.
Mostly fine, I think.
If you don't mind, I'd like to perform another quick physical exam.
All right. Thank you for looking out for me.
Well, want to explain yourself, Risley?
of course. But I'm not partial to... where should I begin? No.
You managed to
They came here with ulterior motives. Initially, I thought Linny suggested that I had... Of course, I'm also quite curious.
So you were hoping...
You make it sound like that's the Forbidden Zone has always been Linny's...
Are the rumors true? That you're...
Why would you put it like that?
Oh, right. Paimon wanted to...
Me, of course. I paid her good as a champion duel.
And saving
You can think of it like that, yes. That's not something... All I need to prove...
But we've...
You make it compelling.
Yeah, Paimon...
Even if the truth may not be pleasant, follow me.
There's a hidden door here? And a whole basement behind it? Huh. You're pretty good at hiding stuff, Risley.
It seems you've forgotten. Stand on the central plate.
Wait, is there a secret mechanism or... Whoa! This is the Forbidden Zone? Honestly, for a place so well hidden, what a huge door!
There are 3 such isolation gates in total. Am I correct to assume you're going to run on back and tell...
Well,
Well, I'd advise you wait...
so there's a switch.
Stand back.
Whoa, they all just went up one by one.
Go on, have a look. I've been interested in what lies beyond that gate ever since I assumed leadership of the Fortress of Meripede. Of course, it would be unwise to recklessly open it, but it'd also be risky and negligent. The readings on that dashboard have not budged since the day when I first laid eyes on this place. But over the past year, the needle is... Normally, I would have ignored it, but I happen to have some free time when I noticed it. Very reasonable. The temperature should vary with weather and climate changes, so later on a few more possibilities occurred to me. Over the past few days, the needle is...
The concentration of...
And that is precisely the problem. Yes.
But forget about the two of us. Not oh.
Seems like you've figured it out. I believe the indicators are now red. If this continues... Yeah, you know...
But that's just too weird.
Your expression tells me you think this might be part of a... It's just that the secret of... There's no single founder. When the previous Hydro Archon, Egeria, ruled the land, all convicted criminals received notes. Some of them began to repent. And asking if there was still anything they could do. The Hydro... And so, as the number of exiles increased, the Hydro Archon, and with... realized that the fortress was once they had finished serving their sentences. Some people, some others, stay, find some idle position and let their withered soul after many centuries. For the founding, now and again, researchers manage to break one law or another and live out their days in the fortress.
But now you know every part of that history is true.
It's just as the prophecy says. If this gate, to be frank, prophecies are troublesome thing. Let's go somewhere else. This is it.
Your Grace, perfect timing. The results from our last round of experiments have...
Wait, Jurier, he's not alone!
Huh?
No need to panic, you two. I've already...
What? After you warned us not...
I'm skeptical as well.
The results speak for...
All right then, if Your Grace insists.
They seem harmless enough, so I'll trust them for now.
How about some reintroductions? This is Jurier, one of the highest-ranked researchers from the Fontaine Research Institute. He used to work under...
He's the one who blew the whole institute sky high. Everyone knew he...
Edwin's main areas of research were archaeum and gravimeters.
You want to blow up the fortress?
Ah, what a lovely idea. I'm already imagining it in my...
Gotta admit, untempted as...
Guys, focus! Focus!
That taskmaster over there is Miss Lorvine, and is also one of my technical...
Ooh, are they together?
See, everyone keeps asking this question. Are you too sure you're not a couple and just using your...
Your Grace!
If I dated her, I'd have fit...
Jeez. Follow me.
Whoa, there's another door that goes right up.
Your constant amazement makes it seem like the fortress can do anything.
But Paimon really thinks everything's super cool.
Well, let's spice it up a bit. And here you go.
What a huge ship? This is also a production zone that Paimon's never seen before. What's going on?
How much do you know?
Not much at all.
Well, then maybe you... According to legend, the Lemurian king Remus came to this land after being inspired by divine revelation and found the seer. He called his nation Lemuria, And you.
There's a ship in.
Where there's water, there'll be ships.
Do you believe that?
To a point, I think. As you've already seen, I have a whole factory's worth of labor material, so the moment I be.
Were you inspired by the legend?
Maybe. Fontanians need some. Were the workers to find out the truth. As the fortress's administrator, I'd never make such a reckless call. Alright, that's enough talking for now. I'll need to know. Seems like you're good. I'll leave you here.
Oh!
No worries. But don't forget, it's up to you whether or not you want to share what you just.
Yeah, we'll put a lot of thought into it.
Great.
We're back!
Welcome back.
How can you be so much like Rot?
Huh. While I was sedated.
Must have been right.
Yeah.
I really.
So, Traveler, Paimon, were you able to learn?
Yeah, he explained.
Very well. Then, would you mind checking your answers against my? Yeah,
Nobody else is around.
all right. Then I'll posit my theories. I asked myself Firstly, why was Fremen?
Woo!
That's Arlen.
Secondly, I spent quite a long time thinking about this. What's more, as long as the fortress. If I had to guess, he probably has something that he's worked.
You're super.
Thanks so much. If Risley does have. That can't be the. I don't have enough information, so I have no.
I can't believe it.
The sea will engulf every.
Could Risley have wanted to meet Father to figure out a way to deal with this crisis? If you remember, I once mentioned that Father sees the House of the Hearth as her.
Or perhaps he didn't know.
Yeah, that makes. The two of you have. If you ever need anything else going forward, please. Though you may.
You have.
Thank you for protecting.
Why are you being so formal all of a sudden?
Given your strength.
Aww. Paimon's hungry.
Oh,
Alright, then we'll Come on, let's go pick up ours as well. Traveler and Paimon, over here. Are you here for dinner too, Miss? Huh. What would you like to eat? Yep, you can. I've already talked to our chef, Mr. Wolsey. It's all on me today, so you can get whatever you'd like. Me too, don't... No problem. So delicious. Is this how it feels to be free? Feeling full yet? How's the delicious? Sijuin? A bit of both, I suppose. I'm a melazine, which means I'm very different from human beings. I must know what you're thinking if I want. You're really good at. Really? You're. Oh, and what did you mean back in Risley's office? When you. Oh, that. Thankfully, although the path was. Oh, and I was. You were all super considerate. It's just what we do down here at the. Oh. I really wish Monsieur Nervula would come down here more often, too. Get a good night's rest.
Take it easy.
want super sleep. Delicious.
Out of my way! Get what happened? Why is no idea, but something must have happened. Stop asking!
Who's... What happened? Why is everyone running around? Hey, what are you doing?
There's no time to explain, mate. Goodbye!
Hey, what? What's wrong with these people? They won't...
They're here! There you are!
Oh, thank goodness!
Quisto and Lavaroon, do you know what happened here?
We came here special. Lavaroon was saying you.
Wait, weren't you the one who brought that?
Hey!
Okay, whatever. The point is, you should come with us. Yeah, he said to get as far away as possible.
Oh no, it can't be that thing!
Oh, wait. What? What? Hey! Where?
We have to go find the Duke! You two just go and get out! Go on without us!
Hey, hey! Be careful!
Attention! Please evacuate upwards and outwards, upwards and outwards. If you're already at the topmost layer, then try to move as far outwards as possible. Attention! Please... Attention!
They're here.
Just like I said.
What happened?
You're just in time. But be ready to run. Three, two, one.
This won't hold it for long. Find Neuvillette. Tell him the defenses are about to collapse.
Then what will happen to you?
Until he arrives, we're the last line of defense. The gate. How long do you think it'll hold?
That depends on us.
Neverlet, why are you here?
Traveler, I need you to head to the Opera House. Farina will soon be meeting with the knave there. You must protect Farina, and make sure she doesn't spend too much time alone. Will do.
Look, there are a ton of Fatilium Palik. Are you two the traveler in Paimon? Though I'm sure he's already explained, this should be a mostly cordial conversation, unlikely to.
Oh, so you two are the honored guests, Miss Farina.
Of course, of course!
It is my pleasure to make your acquaintance, traveler.
I've already prepared seats for you.
Perhaps you two are unaware of how Miss Farina and I do things. You see, we actually recently agreed to get together for tea when we had the time. See this? This is a limited type of confectionery that Miss Farina simply adores. There are only 16 slices sold every day. Here, why don't you and Paimon have a taste?
Traveler, what do you think of this cake?
That's good to hear. So what Child said was on the mark after all. I wonder how he's doing nowadays. You must have...
Since we're talking about...
Oh, so you're also familiar with his aptitude for fighting against ordinary people, my colleague. Coming from you, that's...
But I thought you would be happier to hear the news.
Of course, but it's still a bit of a shame. You see, I would have been far happier had I received this news somewhat earlier, as you well know. Oh, and...
Because...
And where did he go after leaving the fortress?
Well...
The fortress of Meripede lies deep beneath the waves, unless he Ah, that is good news at least. His sister Tonya sent a letter to Fontaine not too long ago, since he was unfortunately unavailable. Do you have any idea how he usually writes back to his family? Dear Tonya, your letter made me feel like we were still enjoying our time in Snezhnaya together. I'm currently admiring the scenery on the streets in front of the Opera House.
All letters tend to follow the same few formats anyway, right? As long as the contents are accurate, it doesn't matter so much how it's written or how it's worded. Hold on. The what?
I suppose this is also a sign of things to come.
Huh? I don't quite
Have we entered into the next stage of the prophecy?
My thanks to you both. I will take it from here.
Sure you don't need a hand?
Quite sure.
Wow. So, what's your secret, huh? Let me guess. Nah, who knows? Maybe it's just your sense of responsibility.
Sounds about right.
day may come when the prophecy is fulfilled and the waters burst forth. But it is not this day! This ancient power could easily obliterate an entire race. A tsunami of fury would unleash endless catastrophe. This sentence is too severe. Forgive me for overruling it.
All right. Seems like...
Let me guess. We're safe.
Indeed. But only for now.
I win this bet.
It was indeed just...
You made a bet?
We made a bet on this entourage. Cloran thought you wouldn't come down.
I figured you would have at least brought a few...
Shouldn't you have gotten... Courts operate.
So what gift must the loser give? Tea?
He already has tons of tea in his office. I'm thinking a set of legal...
Lack of legal awareness.
Well, I'm sure His Grace...
The importance of a...
That was obviously a joke. Anyway, you've still got some overworld, correct?
No need to stay here if you have...
Thank you. I hope everything went smoothly with the Fatui Harp.
I must say, we've spent Miss Farina.
What are you trying...
At this point, I don't think yet. Here you are, relaxing, drinking tea, and eating desserts as if it's all nothing more than a few stray bugs in your garden. Do you really think that's acceptable? The prophecy's hanging above our necks like a guillotine. Every faction is looking for a way to either avert the disaster or save their own. Even the orphans of the House of the Hearth have devoted everything to saving their homeland. But you? It beggars belief just how nonchalant and carefree you have been. From the very beginning, you, the god Focalor, you have utterly failed to take action.
You're wrong. I've never ignored the prophecy, nor have I just been passing the time in self-indulgence. Retract your accusation and stop doubting the wisdom of the gods with such absurd conjectures!
I am not alone in my doubts, you know. All the children of Fontaine may be harboring the exact same thoughts right now. Oh, great Hydro Archon. How are you going to save them? Save us? How are the people you've sworn to protect supposed to survive in a land that will soon disappear beneath the waves?
I have my ways, and I've been working on them for all this time. Even if you look down upon me, you have no right to judge me! Fontaine will be saved. Even if I still cannot see the true future right now, as long as I continue on as I am, I will be able to hold my head up high!
Then I ask you, Miss Farina, just what have you been working on? Where can we see it, and what is it doing to help?
My machinations are just like the prophecy itself. They will only reveal themselves at the fated time.
I see. As a god, the proof of your labor always lies beyond prying mortal eyes. Allow me to be so bold as to ask another way. Would it be possible for you to tell us the parts of your plan that are not confidential? such as your emergency response plan for the impending disaster?
An emergency response plan?
Oh, that look in your eyes. Have you not even prepared one of those?
The emergency response plan is also strictly confidential.
Then allow me to jog your memory. Miss Farina, what is the purpose of your Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinal? And what do you plan to do with the massive amounts of indemnitium that has accumulated over the years?
The Oratrice? It's just like it appears to be.
So you also have no idea. If I'm not mistaken, someone's using it to prepare for something. But unfortunately, it would seem that someone is not you, Miss Farina. I first caught wind of this when Linny tried to investigate the Oratrice in the Opera House. You see, even just getting close to the core contaminated him with an extremely large amount of indemnitium. But even if that had nothing to do with you, then what could you possibly be working on, oh great Hydro Archon? Oh, right. I almost forgot. Udex Neuvillette is not at the tea party with us today. Miss Farina, I suppose you must have ordered him away to take care of some troublesome business.
Yes, that's exactly right.
Of course I will. Although, I must say, Miss Farina, you seem quite insecure without the Udex by your side. Oh, very well. Let's stop that conversation here. There are still a few slices of cake left, so please. Traveler, I heard that you were recently commissioned to handle a few matters on behalf of the Udex. Why don't you take an extra slice of cake? You too.
Thank you. Oh, Paimon's super full. That cake was...
You're welcome. It is getting late. Why don't we call it a day?
Very well. We'll end.
Mind seeing me off, Traveler? We could use the opportunity to discuss...
Paimon's coming too!
Wipe out!
I'm glad that you were willing to come with me. Of course,
That's what Paimon thought.
you lent your aid to the children of the House of the Hearth. As their father, I would like to express my gratitude. That was all. Formal topics should be discussed in formal settings, and informal topics in informal settings. I know you just returned from the fortress of Meripede. Relax. I have no intention of trying to get anything out of you. Linny, Lynette, and Fremine are still there, and
They've all been working very hard at a...
You mean Wriothesley. He's a tricky one to deal with. It's unfortunate that Linny's so eager to prove himself that he can't learn to rely on others, including me. By the way, and you can just consider this a bit of idle gossip, you are outside of our disputes, and the freest person in all of Fontaine, able to move around most easily. Allow me to share...
And that's everything that happened during the trial. Master Child was declared guilty and immediately transported to the fortress.
Didn't he say he was coming here on vacation? Does he not feel an ounce of shame for all the trouble he has caused? Forget it. He did. I will be meeting some...
Do you require help with any preparation?
No need. I will take care of it myself. I need to meet with Farina, the Hydro Archon. She is at the heart of Fontaine.
Oh? Come over here, you little critter, you!
you dare to run from me? Stop right this instant!
My goal is just to discover the location of the Gnosis. But I didn't expect the chance to approach Farina to be handed to me on a silver. Anything left unguarded is usually just bait. But no one will blame. It's just as I guessed in the second before I struck. The Hydronosis is not correct. In fact, this Archon doesn't seem like a god at all. And I sense that she's under some kind of curse.
Who are you?
The fear in her pupils is genuine, so perhaps she's not bait after all. Either way, I left the scene with ease. Nobody came looking for me, and nobody could serve as a witness to my near assassination of Focalor. I suspect even Farina dares not mention this incident to Not long after, my informants confirmed what I had guessed. There's no doubt that there's something wrong with her. I began to entertain the possibility that she is not the true. I have to find the Gnosis. If the Neuvillette hypothesis is correct, he is probably in possession of it. Alternatively, it might have been hidden in a place that's hard.
Yes, Father.
My dear children.
News from the fortress of Meripede. Master Child has gone missing. On top of that, the contacts and guards...
Probably the handiwork of that Wriothesley.
I'm afraid so.
This is a good opportunity. The value of a Harbinger is much higher than most would imagine. Set up a meeting for me. Oh, and I have an...
Yes, Father.
Tartaglia's disappearance was not a part of my plan, but I can use it to make a breakthrough. The initiative belongs to the House of the Hearth. My... You should know the rest. Lenny's group is quite close to... It wouldn't mean anything, even if you shouted it from the rooftops. After all, even Farina herself is still pretending that nothing... I've now had 2 chances to enjoy tea with Farina. I have to say, the leadership of Fontaine is even more inscrutable than I had imagined. I am a servant of Her Majesty the Tsari. Of course, that is all just how... It is, however, quite amusing to me that after all my years working in intelligence gathering, don't you think Fontaine is quite intriguing? A catastrophe looms, yet many secrets have yet to rise to the surface. It looks like Fontainians will have no choice but to save themselves. Ultimately, though, one must survive in order to do anything else. Should the need arise, you don't need to commit to anything right now, of course. I have a feeling that the situation will continue to evolve, and as your name is often connected with noble deeds, I'm sure we will work together someday. He certainly returned quickly. You must want to catch up with each other, so I'll leave you to him.
Neuvillette, is it over?
For now, yes. But this issue... Thank you for protecting Farina. To put it simply, I used my power to force back the Primordial Sea and reseal the sluice gate. So as expected, the knave has turned up the pressure on Farina. She's trying to feel her out, though I'm still unsure as to her motives. Permission granted.
Whoa. It can't be that you're the real Hydro Archon, right? But that's just a speculation on our part, though. You can't tell us?
If by the phrase, "you guys," you are referring to Farina and I, then although I'm not sure just what you are trying to imply, I believe so. The fortress has a long and now, another catastrophe will soon be upon us. I mourn the...
Huh? What?
You may be close...
Oh? And what are you thinking? The dragon of... what? Huh?
Please do not be so surprised. Farina?
Neverlet, are you listening?
My
We were just guessing randomly. We didn't guess right, did we? You're not actually the Dragon Sovereign of Water, right? Well, if you don't want to confirm...
You guessed correct.
Right. There's still something Paimon wants to ask you, though.
Please, go ahead.
Well, if you are the Dragon Sovereign of Water, and you were able to force back the Primordial Sea from the fortress, then since Fontaine's prophecy is all about seawater, couldn't you just use your power to solve the crisis?
None of the currently living dragon sovereigns in the world, myself included, possess our full dragonhood. They say that when the first usurper arrived on Tivat, they seized a part of the dragon's power. Today, that stolen power is the basis of the Archon's authority.
There are 7 elemental archons.
The dragon sovereign of water who lived through that era perished a long time ago. As their successor, I know far less of that part of our ancient... In any case, I believe I will not be able to do much unless the Archon disappears and returns their elemental authority to me. Given the status quo, however, I would recommend finding another way to...
Oh, so...
I still have some urgent matters to attend to.
Please go right ahead. There's a place... We'll see you another time.
Take care.